Not that other players on SG-1 haven't been doing well. I mean, Pumpu is certainly doing work on Reaper, but man, Mafu was on fire in that last map.
Yeah, we've seen McCree's all throughout every team and every game really be able to carry. And it's just, you know, not only is the hero strong, but the people who gravitate towards McCree tend to be really strong hit scan players anyway. And Mafu is no exception to the McCree carrying rule.
Yeah.
It looks like defensively we're probably going to see a Symmetra again. The Symmetra actually did a fair amount of work in Kingsborough 1, stalling out that first point pretty long.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what comes out here. I feel like G2 has been much stronger on payload maps than King of the Hill overall. But I do think that the path to victory for G2 here is really shutting down Mafu. And I got to think that Shadowburn as Tracer is going to be very, very much focusing on harassing him down as the rest of G2 pushes in.
I think their entire composition is pretty much focused on trying to kill Mafu from a distance right now. They know that he's been the problem. They can clean up the tanks afterwards. It's the problem is breaking through this tank wall and then getting to Mafu. But we'll see that if they start running this Tracer and kind of a more offensive light classes, if they're going to get punished by the Symmetra.
Yeah, I mean, Symmetra, it can give a lot of benefit, but there's times where, you know, we've seen teams run Symmetra here and they don't even get a teleporter down as they lose point one.
Yeah, I like Symmetra on this map, though. I think she holds some flanks, and her spam through this choke is really good as well.
Yeah, I mean, thing for Symmetra, it's really a high risk, high reward. You either get the teleporter up early and it's great, or you don't get the teleporter up at all and you wonder, why did you even do that?
Yep, Tracer in the back lines, though, going right for that Symmetra immediately. Symmetra's got the safety of her turrets, though. Reaper coming in to try to deal with the Symmetra as well, and Puppy backs out of that.
Look at Zenyatta, by the way. Zenyatta's far back and actually pretty safe up there while doing some work.
Yeah, a hook on Numlock finishes him off. Shadowburn already down on this Tracer. That's 2 quick kills. A 3rd kill added by Hawks onto Numlocked, and that's 3 kills for SG-1. Defense holding strong so far.
Yeah, I really like where they're putting the Zenyatta here. This is a really tough spot for Tracer to get to, so even though they are running a Tracer, I don't know if Shadowburn's going to be able to get to that Zenyatta the way that he really wants to.
No, and they've got sentry turrets everywhere. Symmetra's turrets are going to slow down that Tracer. Wow, Plumpy dives deep on his Reaper, trying to deal backlines. He gets hooked, but also kills the hooker.
The interesting thing is, right as I said that, Zenyatta dropped down and Tracer pounced, taking him out immediately, but
the teleporter
really,
is up, but they're in this room. They should know the teleporter's there.
Yep, Lucio going to drop the beat. Both teams really dropping kills here, but look at Plumpy coming at the Death Blossom. That is a triple kill in G2. Putting themselves in a great position to take this point.
Yeah, and the teleporter went down there. There were some cool plays. He tried to hook the Transcendence out of his team's distance, but then the Death Blossom follow-up was just too much. An okay defense, I'd say on the poorer side of defenses for Hollywood 1, and we're going to see if SG-1 can regroup off of that. They're definitely off of the Symmetra now. They're going to be running a second support instead.
Yep, ooh. So honestly, pretty good attack by G2. It was good of SG-1 to hold for as long as they did, but it would have been nice if SG-1 could have held it just a little bit longer to give by a little bit of time.
Himsy is hitting hooks like no one's business today. He hits a hook on Mike Ya and takes him out, so that's a lot of their sustained damage out of the fight early.
Yeah, they were running double soldiers, but they sort of got away from that. Now they have Pluppy on the Genji, so they're running a double dive offense here between Tracer and Genji, but Himsy is going to take out Shadowburn, and this has not been quite as effective for G2 as they would have liked, I don't think.
He was forced into an ult, but what I like what they're doing is they're putting Himsy up here to try to guard the rooftop so that their McCree can get up there.
Yeah, right now we see Numlocked on the payload, still getting consistent push. The cart is moving, but here comes Pumpu with the orb, is able to take him out, and SG-1 just sort of washing over G2 right now.
Yeah, an ill-advised charge there from the Reinhardt on SG-1 ends up costing him his life, and that's going to be difficult for them to defend in this alley now.
Yeah, I mean, the charge was a little bit over aggro, and that sort of gave G2 the opportunity to come back, get back in there, and Shadowburn picked up 2 kills with the assistance of Taimu.
Yeah, now they're going to get it through this really rough section of the map, so now any other approach can come from different sides. Mike taking the elevator up top, and he's going to have this roof and be able to lock it down with Soldier 76. He's also got his ultimate up.
Once again, we see that hook doing its work to kill Genji.
Mike Ya is going to tactical the hell out of this team, I think. He's in a great position for it.
Yeah, he has the he has the high ground. Or no, he had the high ground until Himsy brought him down to earth. A great hook coming up from Himsy there. Wow.
That's a lot of nice kills on the defense, and they should be able to trace down this Zenyatta as well. The Zenyatta goes down, only Shadowburn up, takes down the opposing Zenyatta, but that's a good trade for SG-1 there, a good defense. That hook on point, because Mikey had his ultimate up. Mike Ya, rather. It's going to take me a second to get used to that. Mike Ya had his ultimate up, was in perfect position. The Transcendence had already been wasted. It was a prime tactical visor spot, and great hook negates it.
Yeah, and G2 has had some problems getting through here. Usually they've been able to go through this point pretty quickly, but I think the Roadhog has really been giving them troubles in this series.
Double Sombers go off for out. Shadowburn gets in really deep, as is Numlock. Numlock kind of caught out now, and the backlines alone as a tank is not where you want to be. Of course, he gets hooked just for good measure and cleaned up. However, everyone else is on the cart.
Yeah, I mean, while all that was going on, Reinhardt was sort of exposed in the back. The car's been getting pushed by not one, not two, but 4 people, so I'm not entirely sure if that defense is really what G2 wanted, as 2 more people get picked up, or as SG-1 wanted, as 2 people get picked off, and G2 moves to the next point. So that was about 5:24 left on the capture point there for the second point. Something to keep in mind.
Yeah, something to keep an eye on at least. So the Reinhardt charges are really interesting because sometimes they look really foolish and ill-advised, but if it works like that where the other team has to send 3 people to deal with them, you're making space, and that's your primary job as a tank anyway. So it may look foolish and you would have died for it, but that aggressive push and allowed them to get to the cart to the point.
Yep, and G2 is really just moving through here. You see this a lot where teams will concede this entire first part of the last point and sort of defend a little bit further back. Himsy with a great hook on Puppey is able to take him out, but taking a look at Forsaken now. Forsaken in the back as Lucio, trying to do a little bit of work, but SG-1 again putting up a very formidable defense.
Yeah, Shadowburn's still in the back line, creating all sorts of chaos for the team. He's still spamming out, trying to get on Pimpu, and he's got both orbs on him, discorded and harmonized.
I gotta say, that's not a good trade for the Genji, just because a Discord Orb Genji does not enjoy getting hit by McCree, but look at Shadowburn. Shadowburn is still able to get in, pick off 2 kills, and G2 is cruising.
Yeah, and there comes the tactical visor. Finally, Mike able to get his aimbot on and clear out the other team. Shadowburn so far forward, camping spawn. He's got the harm. He gets a kill over there. That's unfair.
Yeah, Forsaken was able to spam in there. They got Mafu, and that's, of course, a huge pick for how this game has gone. We do have ultimates going down, Death Blossom down, Sound Barrier down, and Earth Shatter, so SG-1 sort of with the last gasp here.
Yeah, actually, Hawks, though, with a really clutch Earth Shatter, was able to save that cart for a second. Now we have lives are kind of just tossing themselves in the cart. For a moment, it looked as though they might be able to hold it, but then Numlock answered his own Earth Shatter, and a pretty solid round from G2, but some good moments out of SG-1.
Yeah, not bad at all for SG-1. I mean, it was a good defense, but
we've seen this a lot. This intro.
Shadowburn as Genji. Yeah, I mean, at this point, maybe you should just sort of get some other play the game intros for Genji and set to random. You know, give us a little bit of variety, you know?
Yeah, but that was him in the back lines really cleaning out space, and wow, that kill on Zenyatta at the end was dirty.
So a time of 6:12 being set, and that's going to be tough for SG-1 to beat, I feel.
It's a very good Hollywood time. Hollywood can really stall out in very certain spots. I thought their first hold on defense was mediocre to the poor side, but at least it wasn't an immediate give up. Where they really struggled is they gave up the, the second stage, the building stage, the rooftops a little too quickly. They allowed the cart to be pushed a little too far and then got caught kind of just looking to kill the Reinhardt in the back, which you have to deal with, but then the rest of the team was just pushing the cart, and so they gave up a really fast time there, and were unable to really lock down a defense at last, so a very beatable time.
Yep, so SG-1 does have the work cut out for them, but, again, this is beatable. They just have to roll very, very quickly through the points and sort of make up time where G2 was stalled.
Yeah, and while we have time, I just want to direct everyone to go to abit.do/go-Matcherino. That is our Matcherino page. Matcherino, of course, is bringing us kind of a crowdfunding platform for esports, but it doesn't cost you anything to throw us $1 using the coupon code GameOnGG. You go to our match page, you sign in through Twitch. Super easy. If I can do it, I have faith in our viewers are able to do it. Type in that coupon code that goes $1 right to the prize pool. And yeah, our prize pool initially furnished by Azubu and Game On, and of course, we're throwing away some swag from Razer too, so follow the channel if you want to win that stuff. Throw us the buck. Thanks to our sponsors. Let's get back in game.
And we are back in game. We do see the G2 defense setting up. We got Forsaken on Lucio, Pluppy on 76, Mikey on McCree, Shadowburn on a defensive Genji, Taimu on Zenyatta, and Numlocked on Reinhardt. So even though the Roadhog has been doing a lot of work for Himsy, Shadowburn not deterred. He did still get the Lucio Genji value in the last game. and we'll see where it goes.
Some Twitch chat going on through game chat.
OS Frogly balanced Cyborg Ninja. I don't know who started that, but that really caught on yesterday.
Yeah, the balanced Cyborg Ninja is definitely what Genji is going by lately. So we're going to see if the Roadhog can make his presence known on this offensive push. A pretty standard composition coming out from SG-1. Of course, Mafu and Pumpu are going to be on the damage dealers. I got Himsy and Hawks running their Roadhog and Reinhardt respectively. Zappos has been playing a pretty solid Lucio. And then it's going to be up to Kindle to stay alive, discord the counter Genji, the Cyborg Ninja, and try to take him out of the fight as soon as possible. I think they really need to put their focus on Shadowburn because his plays of the game have shown that when he's not dealt with properly, because they had chances to kill him last game before that play went off, that he can really wreak havoc.
Oh, Roadhog, Himsy looking for the quick hook on Shadowburn. Not quite able to get him, but I like the attempt. That was a speed boost hook, and Shadowburn almost getting taken out very quickly here.
Yeah, but see, now the problem is they tried to deal with Shadowburn, but he got behind him. They didn't successfully kill him, and now he's still up in their grill.
He actually just like dashed through a huge portion of their team. That's good poke damage, even if he didn't kill anyone.
Yeah, a nice charge from Numlock does put some chaos into the enemy team, but right now they're trading out kills 2 on each side.
Yeah, it's trades back and forth here, but this is probably favoring G2 a little bit.
I would love for SG-1 to continue this push in sound barrier, and right now, there it is. Because the sound barrier was up so fast, that's the advantage they have to take care of. They have a big window there. Pumpu with some kills. Forsaken kills out Pumpu eventually. Hawks then trades with Shadowburn.
Yeah, the only problem with that is that Shadowburn was able to take out the Genji very quickly in the back. Still, though, it's not looking that bad for SG-1 as both teams sort of trade kills here.
Yeah, but Pluppy is up in his cafe. He's got to own rent to this place. He's always up there at 76 trying to take people out from above. He does finish up a couple kills, and the reinforcements are here in time, but the offensive reinforcements are here as well. This fight's going to keep going. Yeah,
this is sort of turning into sort of a, as you would like to say, scrappy fight with a lot of respawns back and forth. But I do think SG-1 sort of has the momentum here. You see Pluppy still poking from top, but at this point, he just sort of needs to get on the point if they want to hold point A.
Yeah,
we just see the sound barrier coming up there, going in, but it's countered by Transcendence.
Yeah, really nice Transcendence. Finally, they hook on Shadowburn. The counter Transcendence is awful from Taimu. He's way out of position. He's going to give his life. He's just trying to stall at the point, I think. There was no other reason for that. I think that was a terrible Transcendence. I mean, maybe he was trying to save Shadowburn and got it off a little too late, but he just gave up his life and his ultimate charge. Now the offensive team, SG-1, has 4 ultimates up. I really love they took advantage of that Lucio timing they had.
Yeah, and time-wise, SG-1 has about 4 minutes to bring this payload to its conclusion. That is very, very doable. They capped point 1 a little bit quicker than G2 did, so SG-1 is rolling, and they have a very good chance of taking the series right now.
Yeah, they're sending Himsy to the roof, and he's looking to hit these hooks. Shadowburn is on him, so it's going to be a 1v1 Roadhog. Misses his hook, and Pluppy's going to come over to reinforce, try to take out this Roadhog. That's their priority target, because he's really messing with their damage dealers.
Oh, Pluppy got taken out by Mafu, though. Mafu was on point.
Yeah, this
here we go. The hook
so
on Zenyatta. Down goes Zenyatta. Here comes the whole hog. He's taken out by Shadowburn. That's the only, I think, maybe the one question I'd have is I wonder if Roadhog should, rather than trying to hook everyone, should be cheating back and focusing on the Genji specifically. Because a lot of times he'll kill someone else, but then he won't have the hookup for the Genji.
Yeah, I mean, he did try to deal with the Genji on the roof. The problem with trying to hook Genji is, I would rather take a guaranteed hook on one of the supports than a missed hook on a mobile hero like a Genji.
That is true. It's it's a hard call though, just because I feel like Roadhog is the only thing that they have that really stops Genji effectively.
Ultimates all over both their shatters, both sound barriers go down, and now we have a fracas on the card.
Yeah, but you see Mafu is on the way back to the cart, but he's a little bit behind, so
Taimu with another questionable Transcendence there. Doesn't really do anything to save his team. It was almost an aggressive, but his team wasn't there to really back up the Transcendence. That's 2 that I have not liked at all.
Yeah, and Hawks just sort of ran in there and crunched Mikey. And look at the time that SG-1 is setting, man. G2 has to be getting worried here.
Yeah, they're definitely going to get this point as they have everyone aggressive. That huge Death Blossom takes out 3. Himsy gets another kill too. That's 4 down. No ultimates up for G2 either.
That was a triple kill for Pumpo, and as you mentioned, G2 very light on ultimates. They can't exactly stuff this push in the way that they'd like to. And now SG-1 with 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to sort of get on the final point, and this is very, very doable for them. They have beaten the G2 times at every point so far.
Yeah, SG-1, if they win this map, they win the set and knock SG-1 out of the tournament early.
They knocked G2 out of the tournament.
Yeah, that's what I meant. G2 out of the tournament early.
So take a look at Shadowburn. Shadowburn does have Dragon Blade up. He looks like he's going to try to make something happen here, but look at the Reaper here. I don't know if the Reaper realizes he's on the O side or not. Maybe he does.
Yeah, some kind of cat and mouse up here.
Oh, he just
Ouch,
gets
gotta
wrecked
quick
by
feet.
Pumpu.
That's 2 deads. The ultimate comes off. The sound barrier comes in. They're speed boosting this whole hog. And wow, huge amounts of aggression. 2 kills from Mafu, too.
Yeah, and G2 might be on the verge of getting upset here by many people's standards as SG-1 is pushing in. They still have a minute 30, so even if they don't get on this push, they would still be able to get on the next push. Mafu with the triple kill. And Hex, this might be it. This could be the upset. Taimu coming up the Transcendence, trying to buy any amount of time. And G2 is truly in desperation mode here. And there it is. SG-1 takes the series over G2. Well played to SG-1. They will advance to the semifinals. And G2 taken out. Oh, God. Mafu with the BM yet again.
I think that might just be like a keybind or something, but good for him. He
might
gets
be.
play of the game.
This is at the end. Mafu got the triple kill. Really nice stuff coming out of him.
I could not be more impressed with how SG-1 played this set.
SG-1 played really, really well.
I mean, switching
Well,
to
meant
the
to them.
Roadhog, the Roadhog did so well. Some questionable transcendences from Taimu there. I think the first one on defense was an absolute waste of a transcendence. The second one kind of came up and was a little too late. The third one ahead was desperation. He had to do it to get on the point. But some kind of wasted ultimates from the G2 Zenyatta in that game really hurt them, I think. And just overall, they weren't afraid of Shadowburn. They kind of put one Reaper on him to deal with him. He was able to win those duels. Was Pampu. Just some crazy hooks out of Roadhog and just really well coordinated. I loved that they took advantage of that Lucio timing window that they had early on point. He charged up his ultimate so fast, and rarely in this game do you see one team with an ultimate and the other team with 0, and they knew it. They took advantage of it and took that first point quickly. Super impressed all across the board with SG-1's play today.
Yeah, and really, again, a lot of really good play by SG-1. What I liked in particular, Mafu was very much on point, and the Roadhog play was really, really great.
So cool to see.